Welcome to the Elven-light University. In fact, this is the very first video that will get your foot in the door. The Elven-light University is a mystery school, a school that does not exist in a building. It does not exist offline, but it is something that we find within our hearts and within ourselves. So I am just providing the information in order to tap into the knowledge that is already embedded inside of you that can bring forth the elven light, which is the wisdom of many days, into your reality so that you may become more your elven self. I have a theory that the way that we liberate humanity, liberate ourselves from sort of this matrix or this prison that we may find society in, is by discovering our abilities and our powers to know that we're not truly as limited as society would like us to think about ourselves. And this is a way of how we break open the shackles. Mystery schools are schools that met in secret. They did not have an institution or a university that could be accredited or could be seen very easily by others. But mystery school was basically just knowledge passed down through individuals that had old wisdom and secret knowledge that they kept between themselves. We are in the new golden age of man, the age of Aquarius, and this means that we are going to have a rebirth of humanity, meaning that all of the old wisdom and the knowledge that has been passed down through these secret societies and these mystery schools is all coming now out into the open so that the rest of humanity can have access to it if they are seekers and if they are trying to access this information within themselves. All this is doing is allowing you to become more your full potential and true powerful self that will be able to be more liberated in your own life. You will not feel so trapped or stuck and won't feel like you have to stick to what society creates for you. Because what society has created is kind of the unconscious dream. Created by those that have put money and power in priority in life. And so what has happened, has created a worker class that basically works for the top 1% or the people that are in the top placements of this world. And a lot of times they have not gotten to that place by hard work, but by information and things that are passed down to them through their bloodlines and through their family connections. So it is a chance for the people, the hard-working masses of society like you and I, to realize our true power within, to take back our power and to become the unlimited versions of ourselves so that we can change society from the bottom up, because we will not change society from the top down, because those in the top are those that are asleep. They believe that money and power and status and all that they have acquired for many ages is really the game. It's the end all be all of reality. They are asleep. They have forgotten the magic within themselves, the true power, the undeniable power of love and friendship and unity and things that we cannot see. We cannot put a price on it, but we can feel it in our heart. The Elven-light University is created for this very purpose, is to awaken humans to their inner power within, to become their elven selves. You do not have to resonate with being an elven type. You can actually watch these videos and it will help you just gain access to hidden powers and abilities, even if you don't necessarily feel like you're an elf or a fairy. You can watch these videos as well. Anyone is welcome to this mystery school in which I'm going to share information that I have visions of and also ways that I can research more about what Tolkien was trying to talk about with the elves and the way that they lived and the way that they behaved and what made them the wisest beings on Arda, and how can humans now tap into that potential and become truly the wisest beings that Earth has yet seen, so that we can create a galactic civilization that truly aligns to who we are inside. Many people are not happy. Suicides and depression and these types of mental conditions are something that we're finding because society does not align to who they really are. People want to break out of their shell. They want to show who they really are. They don't want to be mocked for it or ridiculed or told that they cannot. And the elven magic is all about going past these limitations that society has put on us and break out of that and really unfurl those wings and really soar beyond those limitations that this world has kind of ingrained in you. It is time to awaken to the true power within yourself. The very first steps into the Elven-light University, I have thought about this very hard. And I would say that all mystery schools throughout all the ages always had one thing in common. Those who became the initiates of the mystery schools, those who were invited to learn the knowledge and to be able to pass down the wisdom throughout the ages to others, the very first step before you enter this invisible door, the very first step is belief in yourself. I want you to break that first shackle. It is so important, otherwise everything that I talk about will not actually be absorbed into your being. If you doubt yourself, if you feel like, oh, I can never be like this, I can never do this, that is the prison mentality that human beings are in right now. They doubt themselves. They believe the ceiling that those in society have created because they act the duality in the universe that is trying to keep you down. And it is about your journey to break free of that. And that is why we have these dark workers and these players in this world. They believe that they are doing the right thing. It is their vision and version of control and peace and what they feel is best for humanity. But you know deep inside that it's time to break free. Many of you have been saying on my channel that it's been really helpful for you to get in touch with your elven spirit, and you have been expressing that more. And once again, this is not just for those who relate to the elves of Tolkien, or who relate to elves and fairies in general, or star beings that are very elfin-like in nature. This goes for all of humanity. And I really do mean that. I invite you all to listen in and to just take part in this knowledge. The very first step is belief in yourself. How you get to this point is you have to zoom your perspective outside of your life, and you have to see all of the events in your life, everything that you have gone through, everything that people have told you, negative tapes that have been playing on in your head. When you hear voices of criticism, or people who tell you can't do something, or you're this and there's nothing that you can ever really achieve, you need to put that all aside and see it as an obstacle that was in your way for a reason. Because you do not gain strength unless you have something that is of a resistance nature put in front of you in order to test your strength and gain more strength as you achieve it and overcome that obstacle. It's very important for you to realize where you are at today. Do you believe fully in yourself? Do you believe that you have all the answers within yourself? Do you believe that you are a soul of immeasurable ability and consciousness that is so vast, that is existence itself? These are the most important steps to walk into a mystery school. Those who do not believe in themselves, they are considered just part of the regular masses that will slave away and will not be liberated. It is time for you to believe and have faith in yourself as an immortal energy that does not die, but is transformed, and that is here to see your creations come forward in this world. Everything that makes you unique and special is there for you to play with, for you to create, bring forth your visions, and see them manifest right in front of you. The very first step in order to come into the Elven-light University is belief in yourself. And Tolkien knew this about his elves. This is what he has to say about elven magic and what made the elves so different from humans, even though they were kin to humans. I have not used magic consistently, and indeed the elven queen Galadriel is obliged to remonstrate with the hobbits on their confused use of the word, both for the devices and operations of the enemy and for those of the elves. I have not, because there is not a word for the latter, since all human stories have suffered the same confusion. But the elves are there in my tales to demonstrate the difference. Their magic is art, delivered from many of its human limitations, more effortless, more quick, more complete. Product and vision is unflawed correspondence. That means that the vision in your mind is unflawed in the way you can manifest a product or something for you to experience right in front of you. It is a thought that comes first. It's your vision inside that you have, and then that will carry through into what you can see come alive before you, before your very eyes. And its object is art, not power. Subcreation, not domination, and tyrannous reforming of creation, meaning art is self-expression. It's expressing what is already inside of you. It is not trying to conjure up things that are not inside of you or have domination over something that you feel you lack and want to control. It's about realizing what is inside of you, what does not lack, and bringing that forward. That is where this confidence comes from. That is where this faith in the self comes from. To know that this power is already there. It's not something that you have to reach outside of yourself externally for. It's internal. And the elves knew that. And that's what Tolkien was trying to say, is that human sorcerers in his book and those like Sauron tried to reach for an external power, a domination and a grasp of control over others. The elves knew their internal power and their strength and needed no domination or control over others. They simply expressed their inner vision, their inner souls, and everything came outwards with no fear, not even really batting an eyelash if anyone made fun of them or mocked them or anything. But they simply were who they are, because they knew they could not be anything else. They were put on Arda to be who they are. You need to see yourself that way, that you are unique expressions of the divine prime source that we all come from. You are here to see all of your visions come forth, your art come forth like magic. The elves are immortal, at least as far as this world goes, and hence are concerned rather with the griefs and burdens of deathlessness in time and change than with death. So it means that they were like the Stoics of ancient Greece, that death did not scare them. What scared them was living a life without truly living, but just going through the motions and getting all the way up to old age and realizing that you did not create everything that you wanted to. You did not get to see and express your soul the way that you were born to. This is a great travesty of a soul, and this is the karmic rebirth of having to come back to this planet in order to see your creations come forth because you didn't make it happen in the last lifetime. The enemy, in successive forms, is always naturally concerned with sheer domination. And so the Lord of Magic and Machines, but the problem that this frightful evil can and does arise from an apparently good root, the desire to benefit the world and others, speedily and according to the benefactor's own plans. It is a recurrent motive. And this is so true, that we must learn to see those that are trying to control this world, that are trying to dominate over others. They are not inherently evil. Nothing in this universe is inherently evil. It is energy, and it is about where you put your energy and your intentions and your wills and what you want to create. So what happens is those that are in charge, they get a vision in their mind and they feel that this will lead to peace, and they want to implement it, and they put surveillance on technology of all the masses, and they try to control people through marketing on the internet or through television and entertainment. It is about bioengineering the masses of the world because of fear and a vision that they have of what world peace is. This liberation of humanity is about everyone waking up who's on the bottom of the pyramid, down below, working hard, struggling to make ends meet. At the same time, people that are on the bottom, they have been conditioned to think that that is where they are supposed to be, that is who they are. And as a soul, it makes you feel like you don't have the power, but you truly do. And the elves knew this. And so this is why I am about bringing forth this elven light inside of you, to break free from the limitations within, to create your art in many different forms that you can express yourself, to create the life that you always wanted, so that you do not get to your old age and look back on your life and feel regret that you didn't really live the life that you wanted to, and a need to come back. For those that are ready to move on into their next existence, to feel like they've done everything. They've completed what they have set out to do and what they have wanted to create on Earth. And this is more the concern about the elves, is this feeling of timelessness, not doing something with that time rather than death itself. So it's not that we have to be afraid of death, but we need to be afraid of a kind of a deadful life. And the idea that you live your life daily, but you're not really living your dreams because you're scared to make a move. You're scared to go beyond this limitation that others have put on you. It is about breaking free that shackle, being who you are, and not caring what others think. As long as you don't harm anyone, you're not going to suffer the consequences of your choices to express yourself. There might be some people that are going to be uncomfortable, and they'll be maybe scared because you're going to represent a freedom that they don't feel inside of them. So if you want to really take the very first step into the Elven-light University, in the next few days, because I don't know when I'm going to next do a video, I move by spirit within me to make a video. In the next few days and going into the new year, I want you to work on believing in yourself, having that faith in yourself to move forward into the next phase of your existence. It is the very first step that you need to take to open up the invisible door of these mystery schools. Initiates were not included in these mystery schools. They weren't invited and to become an initiate unless they were somebody that could believe in themselves, that could step outside of the masses mindset and get out of the limitation that society has put on them, and kings and people in charge have tried to place on the masses. It is about you recognizing this inner power that you can do whatever you want on Earth. And of course, be wise and understand what the difference is between, making a mess and hindering others and causing destruction and pain and suffering, because there are consequences to that type of darker path. But if you're somebody that wants to follow a good path in your heart, you want to do the best you can in life, you want a good life, and you don't want to suffer the consequences of making the wrong choices that will put you on a darker path, that will cause you to, become someone that's hunted down by the authorities or put in jail and things like that. And if you're not harming anyone and you simply want to just express your inner soul, your inner self, then so be it. You are here on earth to do that. As long as you do no harm to anyone else, then you have all the power within you to do so, and you will have the universe behind you, because the universe is you, in essence, at the highest level. We together are the universe, and I am only one voice reminding you of what is already inside of you. That is my role. That is what I have chosen to be. So welcome to the Elven-light University, and I hope many people will join in and discover the Elven light, the true power within themselves. Hen and Lay, and I will see you all on the next video.